In this section of the course, I want to talk about some standard patterns of storyboarding, and I want to show you how you can treat specific sequences in almost like a roughly formulaic manner. You can use these set pieces for virtually any type of script, and with these sequencing formulas, you can be sure that you're conveying the story point and you're using good visual language for your audience. So in this lesson, I want to look at how to treat an opening sequence, and I'll show you what shots and camera angles best work to serve this kind of a sequence. I want to start off by explaining that this pattern for an opening sequence is based on the idea that a story progresses forwards towards a resolution. Of course, you can instantly think of films that are told backwards. I know a film like 500 Days of Summer is a perfect example, but in general, you start out with the premise of the film and you move towards a resolution of that. And the overall effect is that you've gone on a journey with the main characters. So this is called linear storytelling. And it leads us to the idea in storyboarding of basically progressing inwards. This is an excellent way to approach an opening sequence, because by progressing inwards, you're showing things from far away and then moving closer and closer until you establish the character. So in other words, you start with the widest shot of the location, you move progressively inwards through a series of long shots, medium, and finally the close-up of the character. So here's a script example that I've got. I'll just show you how it works with this very simple opening sequence. We have a script that says the film opens in a city apartment block. Jack is waking up and the alarm clock's going off. So right away, I want to be able to tell the audience this information, that number one, our story takes place in an urban setting. It's a big city. Number two, that the character's waking up in his apartment. So here are the standard shots that you could use for this sequence. You'd start off with your wide shot, which establishes the location, gives the audience a very clear overview of where the story is going to take place. So immediately they've got context. Then the next shot is one closer in and clearly identifies the apartment building that we're moving towards. So now the viewer is beginning to be drawn closer into the action, but then with the third shot, which I've chosen to be a close-up of the building itself in order to identify the apartment where Jack is, now we know, okay, so this is where the action's going to take place. Then I can cut to inside of the apartment, show Jack asleep, and now we're into the meat of the story. Then I cut to an extreme close-up of the alarm going off. So we know that it's morning time and, Jack's going to be waking up. We have Jack's hand coming in and knocking it out of frame to silence it. And the next shot after this pulls back from the close-up to re-establish the scene again. It's a medium shot showing Jack sitting up and sort of like groggily waking up. So this pattern of wide, medium, close-up, and back to medium has the effect of drawing the viewer into the action, progressively drawing them in closer. Once you've established the scene from a wide shot and cut to close-ups, you can always pull back to your medium shots to re-establish the setting and the action. This works in so many opening sequences. It's the easiest way just to set the stage and to start the ball rolling. And it works. Opening sequences are crucial in setting the tone and creating the exact right tension or drama for the story you're about to tell. You can think immediately of the iconic opening sequence of Star Wars, showing us that it's in space right away. That's all we need to know. But in the next lesson, I want to show you how you can use the exact same shots that I've shown you here to tell this exact same story in a completely different way and have it have a completely different effect. So up next, let's look at an alternative opening sequence.